You are now listening to the Friends of Rugby podcast. Relax your anus. Balls. Thick thighs. Camille Shat. Where's his neck? Eddie Jones. You're fucked, mate.
And we're recording.
We're nice
Welcome.
now.
Welcome. You're listening to the Friends of Rugby. And around here, we hold ourselves to higher values. That's why this episode is sponsored by Mug Root Beer.
You'll have to say that.
I don't know. Well, if we get sued by Mug Root Beer,
More attention.
then we'll know.
I don't think most people who listen to us know what mug root beer is. You should tell them.
No, Mug Root Beer's world famous.
Cool, refreshing glass and mug. We don't have root beer in the UK, really.
Yeah, you do. You got Mug.
I'll
You don't
fucking
have
tell 'em.
Mug?
No.
You don't got the
no,
dog?
Not only do we not have mug, we don't have root beer. It's not a thing.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
It tastes
over
like medicine. I like it now. Now I'm a Canadian
there? Good old
citizen.
glass of Mug Root Beer.
Delicious.
What do you want to talk about? Some
We talk
rugby?
about the URC,
The URC.
my finest league. What'd you watch?
Everything.
Everything.
Every single second.
We shouldn't have had pie and ice cream. I'm sleepy.
A little full.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had fast food.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I got pie and ice cream.
I got
And I'm
pie. Come on in.
like, you can't say no to pie.
No, you can't. It was good.
How was your
Um,
weekend?
My weekend was, pretty busy like you because we had a 4-day weekend here, didn't we? We had Easter Sunday and Easter Friday, Easter Monday off. So I did a lot of chores, did some
Oh my God,
socializing.
boring.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's got to be done. I'm a real man now.
We had Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Good old fucking Judgment Day.
I watched 1.5 Judgment Day games. I got some stuff to say about Judgment Day as well.
Was it?
We're going to judge Judgment Day.
Was it a sad Judgment Day for you or a happy Judgment Day?
Sad. Nothing related to Welsh rugby is happy anymore.
We also had
the bad
more
times.
Welsh wins than Irish wins this weekend. That's the first.
It's not first.
Well, it's the first in a long time, you know.
I think it happened like 3 weeks ago.
We also had Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the South Africans.
Yeah.
They took some names this weekend.
They did actually, didn't they? Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but I distinctly remember watching that Munster Bulls game, which we will talk about.
And Leinster just opening up the pocketbooks again. Where
Yeah.
do they get the money? How do they do it?
How do they do
How
it?
do they do it?
How do they do it?
How do these motherfuckers do it?
Yeah. I saw, we'll talk about that a little bit as well, but I saw some spicy comments from Ulster in the post-match. What's the guy called? Murphy?
Murphy.
Richie Murphy. The
Richie Murphy.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that as well. Do you want to just go chronological, talk about the games and how we feel about them?
Yeah, we could talk about the games. What do we got first up on the games? You got the game list in front of you? What's the stats in the URC so far?
What do you mean?
Like, what's going on in... Let's just take a look at the stats. I want to see how the season's been... Because that was round, 15?
No, I don't think there is. No.
Well, look at the thing. What round was it?
14, so you're not far off.
See, I wasn't that far off.
No, actually, no, you're right. It was round 15. You're exactly right. I'm just talking shit.
Cardiff have the most tackles out of anyone. What does that say? Is that good or bad?
Well, tell you what, Teddy Williams was the best lock who had played rugby this weekend.
Teddy Williams.
Teddy Williams was unreal this weekend.
Rugby
and generally.
World Player of the Year.
Yeah, I hope so. You weren't wrong. You were wrong about the Newcastle Falcons.
He's a
flanker,
hard-working motherfucker.
He's honestly the best lock in Wales right now. I'm not saying that to be hyperbolic. He is the best lock in Wales right now.
He's a good around the pitch kind of boy.
Yeah, but he is.
He is.
He actually is. Yeah. Yeah, he does fucking everything.
Do you know who has the most points scored in the URC?
I think it's Yohan Lloyd, isn't it?
No, I'm talking about teams.
Oh, most points.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I don't think it's Leinster because they've put a lot of their big points on in Europe.
They're big boy
They've
points.
obviously won all but one game. I'm gonna say.
Take a guess.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Ulster because they do attack.
Nope.
Connacht have scored a lot.
Connacht's in the top 5.
Yeah, Connacht have scored a lot.
It is Glasgow.
That was the low hanging fruit.
Glasgow
I thought it can't be that
Warriors.
obvious. Yeah.
And then Leinster, the Bulls, the Sharks.
Yeah.
And then Connacht.
Interesting. I didn't think the Bulls were up there. I know they're playing well, but I thought they had a lot more kind of close games. So
Johnny Matthews, the most tries.
okay.
Yeah, look at that. Most tackles.
Teddy Williams.
He's not even in the top 5.
Lies.
Alan Lawrence.
216
tackles he's put in. Oh, no. Teddy Williams is fucking number 3. He's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so. Well, I thought he was number 1, honestly.
Guess you know who has the most points in the URC? You're going to be fucking...
Johan Lloyd, I think.
It is.
Yeah,
It
no, I told you
is.
2 minutes ago. No, I knew
Old
that
little
one.
Harry Potter is fucking
no,
most points.
He's actually had a good game on the weekend. I know we hated on him, and especially you.
I have to say hate him.
And he deserved some hate. He was kind of useless for a couple of rounds there, but he's good.
He should die in a fire. No, I take that back.
He's the next Sam Prendergast. He's coming for that Lions jersey.
He's coming for that line.
That's how it goes now, apparently.
You know what? Squidge.
Yeah.
Rugby.
Yeah.
He did a video on old Prender kid.
He also keeps telling me Italy are good, so he can
He did like a whole half-hour video on him.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, so now...
And he's a bit of an island hater sometimes as well, isn't he? So... Yeah.
And he just never called him Prendergast.
What did he call him?
He started his new thing.
Oh,
With, you know how Sexton? He never called him Sexton.
Oh, what's his? Say some things.
It was like all I can remember is Prender kid, Prender teen. It was all sorts of shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and his Prender legs, shit like that.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, they talk. It was just like showing him being like this smooth operator.
He is a smooth operator.
Yeah,
he's a smooth operator.
They just broke down his game, and he even broke down the shitty parts of his game.
You kind of have to. Yeah. There are some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How he kind of doesn't really look at what he's doing. He's just doing it.
He just no arms.
Yeah.
Kicking
and
things.
His tackling is fucking brutal.
Yes, it's very bad. Yeah.
Like super. And he never gets into rucks, supposedly. Supposedly he's never in a ruck.
I don't think you need to if you play for Leinster. That's someone else's job if you play for Leinster, I think.
Ew.
Yeah, what? Is it gross?
He's just sitting
there
like, ew. No. Yeah. I'm not doing it.
I don't think he's ever bent below the waist in a game of rugby.
So what's this? Well, so you have how many rounds are in there in the URC?
I believe there are 3 more. So there's 18 rounds in the URC.
So you got 3 more games.
Yeah, but we've got some Europe smashed right in the middle. And I think it's still a lot to play for. There's still a lot to play for unless you are...
The battle for 5th. It looks like to me up to 5th.
Yeah, that's right. Leinster, Glasgow, Bulls and Sharks, safe as houses. I think I think they'll still be exactly where they are in a few weeks.
Yeah.
But everything else, all the way down to, I'm going to say Ospreys because I like them, but I think that's unrealistic. But it could be.
Ospreys are a little far out. I would say it's up to Edinburgh in 11th.
For the top 8?
To getting into the top 8?
No, Connacht at 35. All they need is they need people to lose.
Yeah.
But it's still possible.
Out of the Scarlets, Ulster, Edinburgh, Connacht, and the Ospreys, I'll throw them in there too.
Yeah.
Which one of these teams do you think can crack the top 8?
Ulster have improved a lot. Like, they're the only team who've scored a point against Leinster in the last 3 rounds, which is worth noting. They've come away with a couple of 5-pointers recently, so they score some tries. Wouldn't be surprised if Ulster sneak in. Stormers really should.
Well, they're sitting in 8th right now.
Sorry. I can't see it for Scarlets because their run-in's kind of rough.
They're sitting 2 points behind 8th.
Yeah, I could see Edinburgh on paper have a very good team.
If I had to put my money on it, the strongest team out of these teams I'm looking at, I think Edinburgh is the...
Well, I thought that, but they really have kind of shit the bed a couple times recently.
Yeah,
in games they should have won, I felt.
A lot of self-sabotaging.
I think so. Ospreys have... I think Ospreys are the best Welsh region overall. They've just had a bit of rough luck and then exhausted and have a lot of injuries, so I can't see it with them. I think Ulster.
Cardiff is sitting in 6th.
Cardiff have a really rough run-in as well now.
Yes, they basically have played all their matches. All their matches against Welsh teams are done, so all their wins are over with.
You couldn't be more wrong. Ospreys are playing Dragons next game, so they could jump straight back up. Don't you worry.
Fuck, the Dragons have only won 1 game.
That game against Scarlets as well. They had it was like they didn't want to win that game. They were 27 points ahead at one point.
Like in 15th place, Zebre.
Yeah,
they have 5 wins, right? Compared to 8th place Stormer with 7. 2 more wins, that's it.
Yeah, the whole middle of that table.
So it goes.
It's nearly
the
2/3 of that table.
The jump in points, 27 points to 9. Like, this is fucked.
Yeah.
That is a hurting club, but they are financially good.
I think they have better fan turnout than the Ospreys as well.
I heard something that their actual books don't look pretty bad either.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, they're like
they're the only
even.
profitable Welsh region.
Yeah, they're actually doing good.
I listened to a Dragons rugby podcast with some of the guys who do the WWRAP podcast, right? They have some diehard fans. Like, these are real masochists, you know?
That's why the Dragons are my favorite Welsh team.
And so you remember Di Flanagan, the coach who they sacked recently, right?
Yeah.
They replaced him with that Kiwi who's from Ospreys. Anyway, Di Flanagan, he said, if you drop the Dragons, the problem there is Gwent, the county, the area around Newport, produces the most rugby players in Wales, right? Mm-hmm. And if you look at the level below the URC, the Super Rugby Cymru,
yeah,
the Gwent teams are comfortably the best. A lot of the time, right? They are Ebbw Vale, really, really good team, right? You cannot lose the Dragons. And all those fans, they go to these local games, then they go, let's watch the Dragons, right? These are real rugby people. This is a real rugby heartland, right?
Those fans,
they deserve a win.
One day the Dragons will pull themselves up.
Well, Zebra did it, and apparently they're going fucking under the bus next season. So.
Yeah, so like I think the Dragons, one day they'll have a good season, and it's gotta feel so good to be a fan of a really shit team.
Yeah,
and then to finally have like a good season.
The rain is finally clearing. the 40 days and 40 nights.
The sun.
Yeah. What is it, Father? It's the sun, my boy. You've never seen it before.
Well, let's look at the games.
Yes. Yeah,
let's look at the games. What was the first game of the weekend there?
Let's go chronologically, shall we?
Chronologically.
Do you not like that word? All right.
Edinburgh Sharks. Edinburgh again. Let's talk about Edinburgh.
I think
18-17. Edinburgh. I think there was like fucking a million holdups from Edinburgh. Edinburgh got held up over the line like a million times.
They did. This doesn't look good for either team for me, because the Sharks with that team should be crushing everyone every time.
Yeah, that was a big talking point. Like if you go online and you look at or Reddit or something like that, you look at the game, any kind of comments about the game, it's just filled with South Africans just super pissed.
I get it.
Like South Africa is pissed at the Sharks.
Yeah.
Like they should have, like, with that team they had, they should have just fucking waltzed over in Edinburgh, took a pee on them, like literally peed on them.
Well,
like a dog.
They did. They peed on them. I mean, the Sharks won, but they should, not in this game, in every game this season, should have been way more competitive. That's my point about the Sharks.
In my eyes, when you look at their team, this should be Leinster.
Yeah. It's in some way better than Leinster, because it is very similar to Leinster. That's basically a national side. Mm-hmm. But this national side has won a fucking World Cup recently. That's wild that they are.
Like the majority of them.
Yeah, like most of these guys very recently beat everyone else in the world, you know?
Yeah, like they should be. I still think the Sharks are probably going to win the URC.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say edgelord things now.
I said at the beginning of the season, when you look at that team, I think when it comes to knockout stages, I think this is where you get the big Leinster choke.
Oh, I'm going to write that in my notes right now to come back to Leinster choke ? Because I do want to talk about that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the Leinster choke, because the Sharks, I really think that the travel fucks these South African teams up.
But we go there and beat them. That's bullshit. It's a same fucking plane ride.
I really think that the water, I don't know. It's just something. They kind of are underperforming. They should be way better.
It's not like they're playing any more rugby now.
Yeah.
They're playing the same amount of rugby as everyone else in this bloody
So you look at that
competition.
team and you have to make a bet.
Yeah.
You're not betting against them.
And their squad size isn't small. They have as many players in their roster and their academy as an Irish team
and
do.
they have a South African academy.
Right.
So they got all those kids growing up with rugby
Exactly.
balls.
It's not like they're
Come out of
desperate
the
for players.
Womb with the rugby ball.
They've got They'll hand a few over to Scotland just for a laugh.
That's how they get out of the vagina. They kick out with their cleats.
Yeah.
Just ripping the shit out of it and just coming out.
They fall out and their father drop kicks them through a post.
That's my boy. If he lives.
If he lands in a crib.
Yeah. He lives. He deserves to play
Otherwise,
rugby.
you're straight on the bra. Edinburgh, a weird one, because they've taken some big scalps this year. and they do play some really cool rugby, and they have a lot of the Scottish squad. But like both of these teams, I kind of feel like they both should be doing a lot more.
Well, don't get me wrong. Like Sharks are like what, second?
I think they're fourth, aren't they?
No,
Yeah.
they're higher than that.
I think they're fourth.
Oh, they're fourth. They are fourth.
Yeah.
The Bulls are up there. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. I believe you.
Yeah. But if I was a Sharks fan, I would be frustrated. Why are we talking like they lost? They won.
They won.
In Scotland.
But it was by 1 point.
Yeah.
And with the team
they had, I want more.
it's like if Leinster went to the Dragons and then
Won by a point.
won by a point or 2
But
points.
they would just do that thing they do. They would
won by the point.
we sent our C team though, so it doesn't count.
Talk about a crashing and diving the Lions.
Yeah. Okay. Actual shit South African teams, the Lions. Actually,
What
shit.
the
Yeah.
fuck? Like this was the team at the beginning of the season. Everyone was like, "Whoa!"
They were unbeaten for 3 games. Remember that?
I wasn't sold.
No, you weren't, were you?
Yeah. And I guess they were like fucking fighting on the field. Did you hear about that?
I did. Yeah.
Like the team's fucking fighting with each other.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, this does not look good.
It doesn't bode well, does it?
Like,
No.
what's going on there?
That's the thing. I think with the Sharks, it's just not gelling as well as it should.
Yeah.
4th place is fine. With the Lions, something is deeply wrong. And this is we had Cardiff going bust a few weeks ago, and everyone was like, you cannot not have the Welsh capital side. This is the Johannesburg Lions, right? This is the largest city in South Africa, I think. It's the capital city, I'm pretty sure. And they're shit in respect to the other South African teams. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I think isn't the capital Pretoria?
I hope not. No, it's Johannesburg.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Pretoria.
No, it's Johannesburg. I'm going to Google it.
Is the Canadian or the Welsh right?
Play some elevator music. Oh, you might be right. Johannesburg, South Africa, biggest city and capital of the Gauteng province.
The Gauteng.
Do you know what? Let's keep talking.
Gauteng, China. And then they got,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, Steve's right.
Biggest,
USA. USA. USA.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I just, the hearing about the fighting on the field
Yeah.
is like,
Something seems wrong, doesn't
like
it?
concerning. Like
Something
big,
seems
like
going on.
complete collapse when you got your players fighting with each other.
Yeah.
That's like a whole system problem.
Yeah.
You don't want to see that.
No. It doesn't happen It does happen as well. This isn't like unheard of.
Yeah, players fight with each other.
They get a bit spicy. Dan Biggar loved getting spicy with his teammates, didn't he?
It was like, you know what, mate? Remember the Six Nations series on Netflix?
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode with Italy?
I do.
And they made the Italy players look like idiots.
And they
It's
made
like-
the coach look like he didn't care as well.
Yeah, he was
didn't
just standing around. He's like, oh, these fucking guys, get back to work. And they were like orcs. If they stood around too long, they would start fighting with each other and shit. You know? So they had to like keep them busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just like made them look like orcs. So I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, they did them dirty. But I mean, the counterpoint to that is, speaking of Italy, Benetton are good now. They're
Benetton
officially
is
good. They're not a joke good anymore. They're officially good.
Yeah, Benetton is like now the team that could beat you. Any team below third.
They could be Glasgow. I reckon they would beat anyone but Leinster, honestly.
Yeah, I think.
In fact, they may have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with you. I agree with you.
All right.
Next game of the weekend, Judgment Day game. Cardiff
Yeah.
versus the Ospreys. The Ospies.
Rumors of our demise are greatly exaggerated. You know, we lose a fucking who loses their funding and kicks the shit out of the Ospreys, or maybe also Zebre, but Cardiff do it.
Yeah.
At home. Do you know what's funny? I think this was the Ospreys home game as well in the Millennium Stadium in
It was
Cardiff.
Principality.
In Cardiff. Do you know how close the Arms Park is to? It's next to it. Like not next door. It's touching it. That's how fucking close it is. This was I don't know. This is closer than it. It was closer than it seems. Ospreys had the momentum in that second half, and there was a really amazing last minute try. Ospreys kicked off. They were in distance to score again and win. And then Cardiff scored from the kickoff right at the death, which was really good. We've got this guy from Hammer Webb from Bath on the wing. It's like this English guy. He's amazing. What else to say about this game? Oh, I had so much to say. I think I was just happy because
There was a win.
no, we got Cardiff are good this year. We're in 6th place. Shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, right.
Shut your fucking mouth. We're good.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking good for a Welsh region. But they were in administration last week. There was going to be no Cardiff.
Something galvanizes these teams when they lose all their money and they lose their owner.
Yeah. And it's so Judgment Day for the team that shouldn't win to win. Like, we used the Ospreys' face like a springboard to get back up that league, and it was beautiful. Fucking loved it.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say, what's the feeling about Cardiff around in Wales?
What do you mean?
Like what? Like if you like go around Ireland and you like talk about Leinster.
And same. It's same, but on a smaller scale. I think.
Oh, Cardiff with all the money, all their fancy money, they're barely scraping by.
Yeah, I think there is that feeling because I'll tell you a little history story. Right.
Of course, you're a Cardiff fan.
Well, I lived there for 10 years. My mother's from Cardiff.
What's your rugby region? If you had to go by that?
Well, technically, I'm from North Wales, so it's everywhere else in Wales that isn't Newport, Swansea, or Cardiff. You have to cheer for Scarlets. I told you that story, didn't I? I was in a shop in North Wales and I was looking at an Ospreys jersey. Wasn't even going to buy it. I was just looking at it. Some guy from Llanelli comes up to me. You shouldn't wear that, boy. You're a Scarlets fan. I was like, I've never fucking been to Llanelli. Mind your fucking business. Like, but no, I'm a Cardiff fan. I moved to Cardiff when I was 18. Lived there I lived there for a long time.
For a whole
I became
6
a
months.
man. I became a man in Cardiff.
I lost my virginity in Cardiff.
I did. But yeah, your question is, does everyone hate Cardiff? I don't think it's a big deal. Like none of the Welsh teams are good enough to hate each other, right? That's the truth.
There has to be one dominant one.
If we had what was going on in Ireland, it would make sense. But it's not like any get treated better. I think everyone felt sorry for Cardiff a week ago. It's hard to hate someone when they went into administration not that long ago. Jack Morgan for the Ospreys as well, like played the game of his life. I think there's some kind of curse on him where the better he plays, the more he loses. It's like Aaron Wainwright.
Yeah, I think he had like the most steals he had something in the game.
He was very good. That guy's unreal. If he was in Glasgow, Leinster Bulls, people would be talking about him like they talk about Sam Prendergast, except he doesn't have weaknesses in his game, Anyway, it was a good game. I'm really happy with that win. That was needed. And I think Cardiff do have a bit of a rough run in. I think we've got Munster and then a tour of South Africa for the last 2 games. So 3 away games, which are difficult. If they win a single one of those, though, they're in the top 8. And I don't expect Cardiff to win the fucking USC, but it would be nice to be in the playoffs and to be in the Champions Cup next year. So
imagine they go to the final.
Oh, no chance. I'd be happy with the fucking last 16 exit. I wouldn't give a fuck. I would be like, that'll do. Because last year we won 4 games. This is already a huge improvement.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we had 11 losing bonus points last year.
That's right.
It was such a fucking joke, Anyway.
Stormers, Connacht. Heartbreak for Connacht. They played their fucking asses off.
They have had so many close losses recently.
If Gomez Zulu didn't decide to have the game of his life.
He's good, though, isn't he?
Is he the best 10 in the Southern Hemisphere?
He's the best attacking 10 right now. Yes.
In the Southern Hemisphere? Or in all rugby? No, I wouldn't say all rugby.
He's the most exciting 10 for me in the world. And in terms of like young and fresh and potential. Because Finn Russell, we know what he can do. Mm-hmm. Very good, right? Feinberg Gomezulu has he can do everything and he's got an attack, when we talk about there's your armchair 10s and your attacking 10s, he can do both.
Yeah.
He is a real, when you meet like a young up and coming actor and they can dance, sing and act, a triple threat.
A triple threat.
He's a triple threat.
He is a triple threat.
Yeah, he's a triple threat. He's going to take Broadway by storm. Love this guy.
He is going to be a fucking star.
Yeah, he is. That's what I'm saying.
It's just scary. South Africa's so lucky.
Yeah.
They could just pull another rock star.
Yeah.
Out of I feel bad for Manny Lebach.
Oh, if only.
You know what? This is very Jack Crowley, Sam Prendergast kind of thing.
Guy comes out of nowhere, little upstart, and everyone.
Manny Lebach is just like
Manny Lahu.
Yeah, Manny Lahu.
Yeah. But I feel like Manny Lebach had a chance and failed the exam. He did everything right except kicking. And it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Like Jack Crowley could do everything.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not got the X factor Prendergast has, but he didn't fail the test.
Well, he
got a B
minus.
He got a B minus, right?
He had some bad games and some.
You know what I mean? But yeah, Manny. I know what you mean though. Manny Lebach, I think the thing with Rassi though is he'll take the boys. He'll take all the boys. You know.
I don't know if Manny Lebach would make the Springbok squad anymore.
I think he would.
I think it'll be
because he's a good fullback.
I think that they could be comfortable with Ngoma Zulu and oh my God,
Andre Pollard.
Yeah, Andre Pollard.
There's another one though, isn't there? We're missing someone
Manny
really
Lebach.
important.
Oh,
We're missing someone really important.
Hendrickson or
Jordan Hendrickson.
No, Yanti. No,
Elton Yanchis.
No, it's someone. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, we're missing someone, and
Yeah.
like, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, who is it?
Yeah.
I know. I swear
Let's
it's like a
subtly move on before we make this too obvious.
fuck.
This is like forgetting your child's
Who is
birthday.
the 10 for the Lions? Is it him?
Do you know what? You start talking about Connacht, and
No,
I'll
I'm gonna look it up right now. You start talking about Connacht.
All right, Connacht have lost many games that are close recently, and I feel
Connacht
bad for them.
Are a team,
That are based in the west of Ireland.
and they play rugby.
They play. Their home jersey is green.
Hold on, I'm almost there. Is it? No, fuck. I don't know who this guy is.
Okay, we're gonna have to move on. We've
Okay.
ruined it. We're
Is it the guy
exposing
from the
our lack
Bulls?
of knowledge.
I don't know. Fuck.
Billy LaRue. That was who we meant to
Willie
say. That's
LaRue.
exactly who I meant. Was Billy
Old
LaRue.
Willie LaRue.
Good old Willie.
But yeah, I would say those. It's gonna be comfortable just with those two at the moment until we find out who the mystery man is.
Embarrassingly, it's not.
Well, the next game, Munster Bulls, 16-13.
Oh, okay.
Munster.
I've talked a lot here. Tell me about that game, because it was fucking disaster.
It was kind of a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
People were getting injured. Fucking penalties all over the place. Players not supposed to be off the field
When they shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Players on
13 minutes. Munster played with it 14 or 13 minutes.
and 14, but they
14,
shouldn't
yeah.
have.
And they shouldn't have.
That's
and the
the
ref,
worst
all
bit.
he had to say was, "Oh, I have too many rules." What the fuck are you talking about? That's your job.
Yeah.
Your job is to know the rules.
Yeah.
Shocking. That's a shocking comment.
Yeah.
And you know what's also shocking is you have a team. Like the people are like rugby fans all over the place are coming for the TMO.
Yeah.
They're coming for them. They hate them.
Yeah, they
There's a
do.
lot of fans that don't like the TMO. And then when you have these guys sitting in a fucking van
Yeah.
jerking off, like they should be they have time.
Yeah.
You got time to jerk off. You got time to look for
Yeah.
the rules.
Yeah.
Like where's his backup? Like I know a ref in the middle of the game. He's even got linesmen
Okay.
that should know the rules too.
This is the point that I wanted to get into a bit, because the question is rugby genuinely too complicated, or was that a guy not doing his job properly?
No.
His admittedly difficult
no.
job.
Rugby is a complicated sport.
It's too complicated.
I wouldn't say it's too complicated. I'm going to say it's naturally complicated. I'm going to say that.
But it has become more complicated
It's
in my
a very
lifetime.
hard sport to watch. and
It
to
didn't
get.
used to be this complicated. It used to be complicated, but it has increased.
So I would just be. It's kind of like there's a lot of rules.
Yeah. And it seems in this case they contradicted each other a little bit. There was, you don't have any props on the bench.
Okay. Don't mock the ref. I'm pro ref.
No, I don't give a fuck. I'm not saying that. I'm not fucking saying that. I'm not fucking saying that. They do a lot for us, okay? The least you could do is be
The
grateful.
ref can't be wrong.
Oh, he was fucking wrong.
Yeah.
He was fucking wrong.
I just the whole thing. If it was just him, okay. But like, there's a fucking linesman. And there's a team.
Yeah.
There's a team in a van somewhere.
They're in a taco truck in the parking lot.
Yeah. Just hanging out. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah. Do you know what's funny? You know those old like Mission Impossible films, and he's in disguise in a casino, and then he's got a team in a van who are drinking coffees and having donuts, and they'll be like, "Bad guys on your left." Like, he's doing a dangerous job on his own, but there are, like you said, he has more qualified people sometimes watching everything who can reverse time and fast forward time.
We're also assuming that there's 3 guys in the TMO box.
There usually is when the little video happens.
Well, there is
Yeah.
in test rugby,
Right.
but are we for sure in the URC they got 3 guys watching the game, or is it maybe just one guy?
It shouldn't make a difference.
They might got one guy in a video guy who's like running the video things, and he's just like scanning shit.
Yeah. This was one of those things, though. It wasn't something you miss. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like, hey, you missed a forward pass. It was one of those things. If you didn't notice you made a mistake, you're not going to know until someone tells you, right? It's an unknown. What?
Yeah, because I can honestly, 100. The way what went down, because of the prop, they had a prop got injured, and then lost another prop for HIA.
Yeah.
And
then it went to uncontested, didn't it?
Yeah, and then the way the rules worked, I could see a ref getting confused. He's got a whole game going on. He's got guys constantly barking in his ears. Like, did you watch this game? Like, tackling me really hard, and shit like that.
Yeah.
And he's kind of brushing them off. So I could see a mistake. But when you have a team of refs, and even more, there's someone had to somewhere be like, oh, I don't know if this is right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just... unfortunate event.
It was, and that whole game was bullshit as well. It was just non-stop, stopping and starting.
This game was like the last
chaos.
game. This game was like the last game Munster played, where they have this like fucking.
Oh, they hit a self-destruct button, didn't they?
Yeah, they hit a self.
Yeah,
it's a lot like Edinburgh. Like they just self-destruct. Like, they just like, you know what, guys, not today, Satan.
Yeah,
and they just fucking like punch the ball away from themselves. Like,
yeah, the intrusive thoughts take over, and they punch the baby, and
like a bunch of fucking emo kids.
Yeah, piss their pants. But if I was a Munster fan,
I would be pissed if you're a Munster fan.
I'd be pissed, but
that team is way too good on paper.
Yeah.
To be playing like they're not the Sharks, they're not Leinster, but they should be like up there. They should be Glasgow this year.
And that's what I was going to say, right? If I was a Munster fan, I would be pissed off with the ref and the whole situation, because regardless of that, they had to play with a man down for no fucking reason for an extended period of time. They could have won the game.
Yeah, they could have, but the way they played and the amount of mistakes they make, constantly, this 13 minutes, I wouldn't put it down as this is why they lost the game.
No, and you shouldn't. But my point is, if they hypothetically, regardless of what happens, they play the best game of their life, they win that game, they're in 7th now on 40 points. If they get 3 points out of that game and maybe a bonus point, they jump up to 44 points. They're the next team after the top 4.
Do you know what's crazy to me, though, is that there's no repercussion for that. It was just like they played a man down for 13 minutes.
Yeah, and there's no...
And the ref's just like, oh, I fucked up. And then the game just keeps going.
Yeah.
There should be some sort of like, no, hold on a second here. We just lost 13 minutes that we're supposed to have.
Yeah, give us 13 minutes back, right?
There's millions of dollars on the line here in wages and shit and paying.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting those 13 minutes back. Like, I would have been pissed. I would have been like, we have to get those... I would have protested on the field.
I don't care if I have to play 13 more minutes and so does the other team. Like, if you fucked up, fix it, right?
Yeah, if I was the fucking like coach or something like that, I would have been marching my ass down the steps.
Yeah.
That's how it sounds.
Flick your Karen haircut out your eyes.
Yeah.
I want to speak to the man in the box. I want to speak to your manager, ref.
My fucking haircut, like Karen haircut with a spiky back, and I would have been like spiky hair in the back, and I would have been like, I want to speak to the ref manager right now. I want to
speak to Wayne Barnes right now.
Oh, I'd fucking lose my mind. I would lose it. Like, what do you mean? That's it?
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry.
No, you can't do
that.
You can't do. There should have been something. There should have been time given back.
And that's the crazy thing, though, isn't it? Because if you're a Bulls guy, you're just going to say, nope, too bad. We'll take the win. Happy days, right? Like, there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do.
I would have done something fucking big. I would have pulled my players off the field or something like that. Like, no, we're not even fucking playing anymore. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, can we get 13 minutes back? No.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done. Let's go, guys. I would have fucking pulled them off.
Yeah.
Right off. I would have been... It would have been a situation where I would have got so mad.
Yeah.
You know, when you're so mad, you it's impossible for you to make a rational decision.
You just can't calm down.
Yeah, you just can't calm down.
Yeah.
You're not going to make any right decision. You're going to lose your job.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I was at. That's where I would have been at. I would have been so fucking... I'm getting angry now.
I do actually get it. And like, put it this way, right? If the Bulls had played for 15 minutes with 16 players... That would have made our league look like a fucking Mickey Mouse Sunday afternoon, no one's in the stands kind of game, right? It's the same situation. They played with a one-man advantage for no fucking reason for nearly 15 minutes. Like, that's insane.
Well, you see, like in North America too, with sports here, like you'll see the coaches just fucking losing on the refs for like seconds or milliseconds.
Yeah.
No, it was a minute 35 left, and they have to like go back like 12 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
Like.
We haven't got that much money.
Like there would have been fucking like that. Something like that would have happened here in any sport here.
Yeah.
You better believe they would have fucking. I guarantee they would have fucking put the clock back 13 minutes.
They would have had to, wouldn't they? Because someone was getting sued.
Yeah, because someone was getting sued. Someone was getting fucking like fans would erupt.
Someone would have got cancelled.
Yeah, it was just
pretty
can't
egregious.
boggle my mind around how. You could lose 13 minutes of a game, and the only outcome is like, oh, well, that sucks.
Sorry.
Sorry.
And I think there'll probably be some kind of statement. People have been saying the URC reffing is bad, and I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, so I'm not going to say why I think it's bad, but I agree. I think the standard of reffing in the URC has been bad for a long time.
I disagree. I watch a lot of URC games.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of rugby.
Yeah.
And there's bad reffing everywhere, and there's good reffing everywhere. And I wouldn't. The general sense I get from the URC is that the reffing's fine. I don't. A lot of people think
any other person.
Yeah, I know a lot of people think it is, but a lot of people love blaming the refs anyways. Like
they do. People blame the ref every game, but like this is the best example.
Yeah,
that was egregious. That was egregious.
But this could have happened anywhere. And this happened.
Could have. It shouldn't. It shouldn't happen anywhere. Shouldn't happen anywhere.
Something like this happened against the
it's
All
unacceptable.
Blacks. Wasn't there something with like Artie Savea that he went off and then they lost him for the rest of the game? There was a game.
I think in the World Cup he scored. He thought he scored a try.
No, not this try. There was something where he something happened where he got pulled off for an injury or something where he was allowed to go back on, but the ref said he wasn't allowed to come back on. So they sent him off for the rest of the game. But the whole game he was allowed to play. So the ref got it was like a World Cup game or it was a rugby championship game. Or it was a game against Ireland. I can't remember what happened. It was one of those games, but they lost the game. I'm pretty sure. But it was something where they sent him off, but he was allowed to come back on. And they lost Artie Savea for like the rest of the game. Right? So these kind of things like are bound to happen, especially with how complicated rugby is.
You can't say both of those things. You can't be exceptionally angry at that reffing performance and say these things are going to happen. No.
I think
it's unacceptable.
I just did.
You did, but you're wrong, is what I'm saying. You're very wrong. You can't. This can't happen. It's unacceptable.
It is unacceptable, but unacceptable stuff happens in sports.
What?
Yeah,
our fucking sport, in our sport that can't get a shit together.
It happens in all sports.
Yeah,
there's some fucked up reffing call and everything. Like, look, the NHL playoffs are happening right now.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of fucking, like, the reffing.
I'll tell you what won't happen.
This is when the reffing really gets stretched because people dissect the shit, and there's some fucking wild calls.
There won't be more players than there should be on any one team at any given time, though.
Well, there might be more players on the ice that don't get noticed.
It's like if I let a dog on and it was allowed to play for 15 minutes, and everyone was like, why didn't you stop it? And it was like, I got confused, sorry.
I didn't know that
I didn't know that was the rule. You know that 90s movie Air Bud? They get the dog from Air Bud on, and they get him to prop. Like, and that's fine. It's not.
I didn't even notice.
Sorry, I didn't know.
There's a lot of rules.
Golden retrievers kind of look like props. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
let's move on from this game.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's move on this game. Dragons.
That game's made us sad, isn't it?
The Dragons.
Talking about being sad.
The Dragons.
The Dragons.
The Dragons.
They can't fucking buy a win. They were good in this game as well.
They had to play the Mighty Scarlets. Yeah. I heard it was like really close. I didn't watch this game, but I heard it was really close till like the last 2 minutes, and the Scarlets got like a try and then a fucking penalty try.
Yeah, and the Dragons were in the lead for most of that game. They were playing really well. Something happens to the Dragons. I think in the last 10 minutes.
Depth.
Yeah, it's depth. But they're fit, Yeah. They're not fit. That is not a problem. They don't look tired. They look desperate and sad at the end of games, right? Mm-hmm. They don't look tired. But yeah, depth is true. They just don't believe either. They do not believe. There's talk about getting a sports psychologist to the Dragons, right? I mean, probably every other fucking team has one already, but they can't afford one. So they're going to cut the catering budget in half and hire a sports psychologist.
They need a sports psychologist.
They do, because there's been so many games this year where, like, if you watch a game of the Dragons, they're not that bad. They should have won several games, maybe 3 or 4.
There's got to be some also like when you come from a team that loses a lot.
Yeah.
Like I do. Like my rugby team loses a lot.
I don't think any team I've been involved in or support has won in a while. So I know.
Winning a game just doesn't seem
It doesn't seem likely, does it?
No, you're like, oh, we're going to lose this game.
Yeah. And
like you've already lost the game when you get on the pitch. Like
it's especially true in rugby because the physicality and emotion you need comes from the fire in your belly. If your fire is just little embers and you're all in your little squeeze and like, come on guys, we can do it today. Ugh. And then you go out and you're like, I don't actually believe that. I don't actually deep down believe we're going to win anything, you know?
They need a sports psychologist team. They need a sports psychologist hospital.
They do. They do.
They need to build a whole fucking
They need
hospital.
a fucking Dragons wards, don't they? Like, yeah. I feel bad for them because like they're decent.
I would love to go to Judgment Day.
I'm going to talk about Judgment Day in a minute. But yeah, it used to be good. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, it used to be good.
Used to be the best
So it got destroyed?
No, I'm going to tell you in a minute. We're going to finish our roundup.
Ulster did the Leinster thing.
Ulster scored 17 points. No one's managed that in a while.
Yeah, you know what? They did better than
Glasgow, the URC champions, and Harlequins, the main characters
so
of the...
Those teams suck. Ulster's better.
Ulster's better canon than Glasgow and
Dan Sheehan scores 1 million tries.
He got a hat-trick, I think.
He's fucking... Did he actually?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't watch this game.
No, I
wasn't going to watch Leinster Ulster. Actually, you know what? It's hard for me to get up for a Leinster game.
It is. It's become predictable, isn't it?
Because it's just like, oh, they're just going to fucking destroy. Like, I'm not watching this. You know the outcome already.
Yeah. Leinster fans, and I know that a lot of
he didn't have a heart. He came in in 46 minutes into the game.
Yeah,
3 tries.
I watched the game. I'm telling you these because I watched it. I said that, and you were like, "I don't believe you. I'm going to check." Because I was there.
Yeah, I still don't believe you.
I'm fucking watching the game, son of a bitch. Anyway, I'm going to tell you a story, right? You know how you were talking about how everyone in Ireland hates Leinster. You know, you go to a Leinster game and they sell a lot of Heineken, right? Because and Heineken is big in Dublin, and they used to be the sponsor of, used to be the Heineken Cup, right? Do you know what they call getting a bottle of Heineken in Leinster, in Dublin? Call it, get us a couple of Heinemites. So they've got this songbook, Are We Human? Are we Leinster? Then they go get a couple of Heinemites. It's so easy to hate them, isn't it?
What's a Heinemite?
It's a Heineken. They call them sticks of Heinemite.
Oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah, it's a stick of Heinemite.
It blows you up.
Yeah, exactly. They're like URC fans. They're fucking unbearable.
They're so cringe.
They are so cringe. Like, do yourself a favor.
They're like those billionaires that are completely out of touch with the world.
That's exactly what they're like. Yeah.
What is it? Can I get a Heinemite, please? They're probably cheaper, like $100 a bottle or something.
A couple of sticks of Heinemite, one for yourself, Dollface.
Yeah, want some Heinemite. Oh, fuck, that's cringe.
Yeah.
Tommy O'Brien on Leinster.
Yeah.
I think in the game he was the one who was all bandaged up as fuck.
Yeah.
He's got some talent. This kid is good.
Another Leinster kid who's good? I never would believe you. Never believe you.
There's just always an O'Brien. It's coming out of the woodwork.
Pretty common name in Ireland, I think. But yeah.
I don't think so.
You don't think O'Brien's a common name in Ireland?
No, I never heard of an O'Brien.
You're wrong a lot today. You're wrong a lot.
I think there's like 4 O'Briens in Leinster alone.
Yeah,
they got a fucking lot of O'Briens. Oh, there's Tim O'Brien and Johnny O'Brien.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about the drama here as well. Because
there's drama.
So Richie Murphy, the Ulster boss, is saying that he was doing his usual, we're really proud we scored, and and then he just kind of slips it in like a fucking knife in the dark. He's like, oh, by the way, Leinster are cheating at the breakdown all the time, and we're really proud of the effort from the boys.
The fucking
they're cheating at the breakdown, and scoring 17 points against Leinster. Credits to them. They're a good team, but they cheat at the breakdown all the fucking time. That's not verbatim, but is it getting to the point where someone's going to Mac Hansen on Leinster? They're going to be like, this is fucking bullshit, fuck them.
It's frustrating. They're a frustrating team to play against.
They're dominant, though, aren't they?
They got everything. Yeah. They got the stars. Yeah. They got the money. Yeah. They got the crowds.
It's very New Zealand when they were amazing vibes.
They got the coaching. The team has got everything a rugby club wishes they had.
They got the Heinemites. They got the songbook.
They got a ton of private schools feeding into them.
They got a Reiko Ioane coming up.
Well, we're going to talk about that later, too.
Yeah.
But, it's just like it's a very frustrating team to lose to.
Yeah.
It sucks losing to them. They're the bad guys in the URC.
Yeah. But whoever's top of the league is the bad guy. It's just the way it is, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just like they're just it's not the same.
No.
Leinster, the club in general, is just a league above everyone else.
They've got Saracens vibes as well, like you said last week, you know. They're easy to hate right now because they feel like rich kids, don't they?
Yeah, because the Saracens had this like dream team.
Yeah.
And they were cheating to have them.
They were actually, yeah.
And Leinster...
Not that I think Leinster are cheating, by the way.
I don't know. Well, they don't have a salary cap, so there's no
you
cheating.
can't cheat. There's no rules.
You know, they're probably promising these guys Corvettes and houses and cars and planes.
Yeah, probably giving them to them as well.
Yeah, they have like you get an automatic harem when you show up. Like, it's just like, you know, it's just... so it's a really like...
Defoinus girls in Dublin.
They're a really easy club to hate.
Yeah.
And yeah, because like, it's just... it's frustrating because it's like they kind of almost... like a little bit like they lopside the league. Like if the Sharks were dominating everyone, you would be like, fuck, this sucks, because they've got
a Springboks team,
and they got all those like South African players. Like, these kids like are born with a rugby ball, right? So they're just churned out. So you just blame it on.
You would kind of accept it, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
you'd be like, that makes sense.
Because you know they just have rugby star power all over the country. Yeah, and they're just constantly breeding rugby players. Yeah, so you just have to be you know it'd be frustrating, but you're like, oh fuck yeah, that's what it is, right? Yeah, like you can't compete with a whole country that's dedicated to one sport. Yeah. So, but the Leinster have they've just the money and the system just creates this powerhouse, and it's just frustrating. It's a thing to be jealous of.
They solved the Rubik's Cube, didn't they? Yeah. Everyone else is struggling with getting two colors next to each other.
Look at this. You just need a lot of money. And you can put together.
I mean, I know I go on about that a lot, but they have done a lot of things right as well, haven't they? You know?
Yeah, it's
their academy is very impressive.
Like the majority of their team is homegrown team. Yeah. These are all like Dublin boys.
Yeah, they are.
So,
and even the stars on some of the other Irish teams, Dublin boys,
kids, all
from Blackrock private school boys, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still there is credit due to them. Like
absolutely,
these players, they're not like they are shopping around. And the world
I'm trying to link that back to what Murphy was saying. Oh, they're cheating at the breakdown or whatever. It's like when the All Blacks were that good, they're just that fucking good, you know. And they're dominant everywhere. It's like, of course, you're going to find flaws here and there, but that's because every facet of their game is hyper competitive. Mm-hmm. There isn't a weakness there.
And are they cheating at the breakdown?
No, not any more than any other team.
Yeah,
they're just doing it better.
They probably are. They are definitely.
Oh, who isn't though?
Yeah, but
who fucking isn't? You know, you'd be stupid not to cheat at the breakdown, right? And if you've got the ref and you've got 60,000 Dubliners screaming, and the ref is in a bit of a cauldron. You might not see a couple accidentally, right?
If your players were as good and as smart as they were, they would be cheating too.
Of course they would.
It's like the All Blacks.
Of course they would, yeah.
The All Blacks, like the most cheating team.
You do it until you get called on it.
Their IQ is just so high. Yeah. They know how to do it. They know how to, and cheating is part of rugby.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Like if you have to, people have to get that other mind. Like cheating is part of the game.
I coach cheating in rugby.
Yeah,
I literally coach cheating.
Constantly, the rules are there to be broke. The rules are there to be not broken, but exploited.
Until you play to the whistle, right? Yeah. I was teaching a couple of our young players the day how to get away with holding onto the ball for longer than you should on the ground, right? And there's a million ways to do it, and it's kind of easy if you know what you're doing. Because the ref hasn't got time to see how much force you're holding onto the ball with. He's got bigger fish to fry, right?
It's like we were practice and the coaches were teaching the kids how to feed the ball into the scrum, and I come over and I'm like, what are you guys doing? Yeah. It's like, oh, it's going to come in straight. I'm like, no, Matt. I'm like,
when was the last time a hooker hooked a ball?
Yeah, just throw it in the legs. Throw it, give it straight to your guy. Don't throw it right in the center. Yeah. Give it right into the legs till the ref calls it. Yeah. The ref doesn't call, keep doing it. Yeah. Just fucking give it to the legs. Yeah. Don't even fucking give it, don't even give it a second thought.
Nobody does that anyway. Yeah. The ref's not even looking for it. Anyway, so yeah.
Well, there might be some hometown hero ref. No, that's not straight. Yeah, no.
But he'd get sick of reffing after 10 minutes.
Okay, Gordon, calm down. Fine. Fucking, you know. Last game of the weekend, Zebre, Glasgow. 14-6. Well, this looked like a snoozer.
I didn't actually watch this one.
I didn't even watch it either.
No, not that I avoided it. I just didn't watch it.
It's just because, you hate Glasgow, so.
I'm very up and down on Glasgow. I write them off a lot, and then they
favorite thing to do.
And then when I don't write them off, they get dirty nilled by Leinster.
All dirty nilled.
Yeah. So I don't know what to say about this. I think Zebra are better than people expected.
Yeah.
Glasgow probably getting a bit tired. They haven't got the depth.
They have a lot of injuries right now.
Do.
They got a lot of guys resting and injuries right now.
Yeah, and they are smart to.
They're not going into the end of the season in a good shape.
They're not actually. I do not. Oh God, I don't want to write Glasgow off again. I do not feel that they will make a semi-final.
You said last year.
I know.
Year that,
I know. I feel like a
that.
dickhead saying it right now.
I hate them.
I don't hate them. I love them.
Just say you hate them.
I love that I don't
Just say
hate
you
them.
Fucking hate them. Their last game of the season is against Leinster.
Yeah. Hey, but wouldn't it be funny if they won and that was the start of the Leinster end of season choke? It's like they initiate the choke. Like
we're getting close to the end of the season.
We are 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to talk about some news then?
Let's get into some news. Where do you want to start?
I think we should segue from Leinster into Reiko Ioane going to Leinster. This feels like maybe they'll just have a constant like seat for the next All Black who's coming to hang out there, you know?
Well, he's no Geordie Barrett.
I don't know.
He's not better than him.
I think he used to be.
Now,
I think he used to be. I don't think he's
where
anymore.
I think he really fits in with Leinster is defensively.
Tell me more.
He's kind of a brick wall.
Yeah, in a hard to defend position.
Yeah, and he's really good defensive, and
yeah,
I've seen him a lot of times save the All Blacks with his defense.
Yeah.
And he's a hard dude.
He is a hard man.
He's a hard man.
Yeah.
What a what's the word I'm looking for? Like conflicting or
contradictory.
Just a really controversial character to sign.
Oh, because of him and Johnny Sexton having
just
a fight.
him and like he's got to be the most hated All Black in Ireland. Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, you might be right.
And for Leinster to sign him, like to be honest, he's like a handshake away when he gets in the locker room.
Who did Peter O'Mahony have a pop at? He said to Sam Cane, didn't he? He was like, "You're a shit Richie McCaw." And I think when they beat them, was it Dan Coles? Not Dan. Who the fuck am I talking about? Dan Coles. Was it Cody Taylor who would just like mouth back at O'Mahony and was like, "Fucking enjoy your flight home" or something?
Yeah,
but
and then
but you're right, because the Ioane / Sexton drama, this feels like they're bringing in a piranha into the living room, you know.
He's also got that famous thing, like put that in your book when he like showed the score and shit like that when they beat Ireland.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Like he's a controversial figure,
but we all know rugby players don't care about that.
No,
they don't give a shit. It's just fun for us to talk about.
There's a difference between a player that's trying to like actively hurt someone, and a player that shoots his mouth off.
He's just a bit cocky, and I know it's a bit of a
competitive guy.
He's really good. He's a really fucking good rugby player.
Competitive.
He's a really fucking good rugby player.
Yeah,
you know?
And I would just put it towards the point that that's just.
And he can do center or wing as well. Like he can do both.
Offensively, I don't think he's good as Geordie. Defensively, I think he's better. He does not have the rugby brain like Geordie either.
No, I would
so
agree
there
with
is
that.
kind of a step down. But
I think he's better in attack. I just think I agree though. I agree. He doesn't see the way he doesn't see the game that Geordie in the way that Geordie does. But I think he's got that All Blacks ability to break the line any fucking time.
Well, every
any place.
single All Black does.
A lot of them do, but I think he's got it more than Geordie Barrett does.
No, I don't think so at all.
But you've been wrong.
And
3
a lot of
times
games
this
offensively, he kind of disappears. Defensively, he's there. In a lot of All Blacks games, when you watch him, he kind of disappears in those games. You're like, oh shit, yeah, he was playing the whole game, right? But I would say I don't think the difference. Like he's going to be a stud to bring on the field.
Yeah, we're arguing minor things.
Yes,
really.
we are.
Yeah.
We are.
They're
really.
basically replacing one rock star with another.
Yes,
you know that's the truth. And you know, I can already hear Munster and Ulster and Connacht fans go, "Oh, it's not fair," but. Like I've said a few times, you've had guys of equal status come to you, right? You've had Dwayne Vermeulen, Vincent Koch, R.G. Snyman, Damien Delende. He was very similar to Ioane in a lot of ways, actually.
I think Delende played for Munster.
He did. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they've had someone in a similar position who was as good as Ioane. They just didn't make anything of him, right?
Even Ulster.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Ulster's had some big signings
That's
too.
what I'm saying. Vermeulen
they weren't
was
able
there.
to utilize them.
Yep. Yeah, it's not like these guys. I think Connacht
if you
probably
put
have
Dwayne Vermeulen. I can't say it.
It's okay. Just say Dwayne.
Vermeulen. Whatever. If you put him in Leinster, if you went to Leinster or even was it Steve Koscheck? No,
Vincent Koch, wasn't it?
Vincent, no, not Vincent Koch.
Stephen Kitsoff, sorry.
Stephen Kitsoff.
Yeah. Ulster,
you put Stephen Kitsoff on Leinster.
Yeah. They just get better managed as well, don't they? They get an olive oil bath.
You put Malachi Fukitoa that went to Munster. You put him in Leinster, like all these guys would play like 100 times better.
Of course they would.
Yes.
Yeah, because they get better managed, don't they? That's the truth.
They get the massage and the olive oil. And
yeah,
they're just happier.
Yeah. A bunch of I was going to say something rude. Whatever.
Another thing about the Irish news too, Johnny Sexton. Did you hear about his news?
He's going to be the coach of the Lions or Ireland or both or neither or all three.
Mine was that he's pregnant, but like
maybe that as well. He's going to. Is he going on the Lions?
He's part of the coaching setup.
Wait, but I'm genuinely asking for Lions or Ireland. I can't remember.
Lions.
Oh, okay.
He's going. So I'm now. I thought.
Oh, Jack Crowley's fucked then.
He's fucked.
No
Jack Crowley
chance. Yeah.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Just waiting in a rainy bus stop.
When he heard that news
in Cork,
he's probably like, "Yeah, that's right."
Yeah. Guess I'll get the bus home, ma. No one loves me anymore, ma.
Just fucking sad as shit. Yeah, he's part of the coach setup. What's he doing?
I don't know.
No one knows.
Oh,
no one knows.
Kicking.
What's his role? What's he doing? No one really knows the real ins out. This has been a really secretive Lions setup. It's been very closed doors. And that's what it feels like. I don't know if that's actually a thing, but like there's just not a lot of news coming out.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. There's not been any official statements.
You know,
he announced his coaching team a bit low key.
Yeah.
And they weren't actually big names in the sense that I thought they were going to be.
And like, is it just me or have all the other Lions squads been announced way earlier?
They have been a little earlier.
Yeah.
But not much, because they usually wait until after the Champions Cup final, I think. Anyway, I kind of know what you mean, though.
Because they're announcing the squad May 8th.
Yeah.
But now I'm seeing Johnny Sexton come in. I'm seeing that huge Irish coaching, the majority Irish coaching. I really thought that Andy Farrell was going to pick a really mixed team.
Yeah.
And I was positive he was going to pick more English players than anyone, than any other
well,
nation.
Still could.
Which is like kind of been, since I've been watching or paying attention to the Lions, it's been mostly English players.
Well, we had a little beef about this, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I checked it. We were both right in a way, because it wasn't. I think it was the last one was mostly English, but one before that was mostly Welsh.
Oh,
but you got to remember the last three were Gatland, so of course he's going to pick a lot of Welsh guys.
So I think this team is actually going to be fucking like Ireland 2.0.
I think it's going to be heavily. I wouldn't be surprised if it's.
Did I say Irish? Irish 2.0.
I'd say 50-50. No, I'd say more Irish than English, actually. Maybe by one or two.
It's definitely going to be more Irish than English.
Yeah.
Because there's just too many players on the Ireland team that just are.
They're just better than their equivalent.
Complete auto select.
And older as well. More experience.
Experience, yeah. Dan Sheehan definitely going.
Because if you think Theo Dan versus Dan Sheehan, young, good, but it's Dan Sheehan every time, right?
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Even for starting.
Yeah.
Right? Andrew Porter, 110% playing. Right? He's light years above anyone else in
all of the home nations.
Yeah.
He is.
Fucking Jameson Gibson Parkinson's.
Yeah.
Like he is. I'm
glad you started using that. But you added Parkinson's, which makes it kind of funny. I don't know why.
Is that what you say?
No, I just say Parkinson. Oh. But I like what you did.
Parkinson's. He is going he's light years.
Oh, he's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's waiting for them in Sydney Airport.
Yeah. I think you could make it. I think the only positions like fullback, you can make some arguments. Like Blair Kinghorn versus Hugo Keenan. But fuck, Hugo Keenan is just locked. Like he's just clutch.
He's a bit more reliable, isn't he?
Defensively,
a bit less flashy, but way more reliable.
Yeah. And then I guess 10 maybe. But the back, like Kalen Doris, Jack Conan, that's 2 8-men. Like there's 2 8-mans right there that you could switch around anywhere in the pack. Like you're not going
to take Alex Dombrant, are you?
No.
And Ben Earl doesn't even look like an 8. Take him, but don't play him at fucking 8.
And now like Furlong's back and he's playing good. Like he's definitely like there's like almost a whole team. You have like if these players have like just put their hand up and they're just reaching above everyone else. Like the only things like I think of is like Mauro Toji's like one of those auto includes.
Yeah, he's going. I would be surprised if he's captain.
Like we're in an era where we're debating if Finn Russell makes it on.
No, he's going.
Right?
He's going and
There's
he's starting.
a debate.
There is a debate, and it's good to have debate. But I think two guys who aren't Irish who are definitely going and starting are Toji and Finn Russell.
I would not put Finn Russell in that group.
What, the group of two?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the group of two.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
Because I can't think of. I would say Blair Kinghorn is an auto include.
Like, but if he's not included, that means he's starting, right?
If he's not,
I'm not sure Blair Kinghorn's starting. I think Hugo Keenan's got as good a chance.
Yeah. I would say Blair Kinghorn could probably play other positions too.
He's versatile, and you know that, like, saying a player is versatile and going on the Lions tour is the most cliched shit you ever heard.
Also, James Lowe.
Yeah,
James
he's
Lowe
Irish.
is for sure going to be on that thing.
Oh, I'm talking about guys who are not Irish who are definitely going.
Yeah, I know.
James Lowe's definitely.
He just came up, and that was just like another player.
Right.
But
yeah.
Like I can't really think of a lot of auto includes.
I'm going to say something that sounds biased. I think Jack Morgan's an auto starter for me. He's that fucking good, especially because he plays in teams that always fucking lose.
Yeah,
you
know what? I would say the 7 and 6 positions like from Ireland are kind of like, Josh Van Fleer is really good.
I'd say Jack Morgan's better than him. I know that a lot of people would agree with that.
But Josh Van Fleer, he's kind of been...
He's getting old a bit.
Oh, I forgot.
You forgot Tyke Byrne, yeah.
Tyke Byrne.
Yeah.
He's a fucking auto include.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Tyke Byrne's
He's a
auto
starter.
include. I don't know if Joe McCarthy is.
No, I don't think. He was a bit of a liability.
James Ryan, I don't know. But Teddy Williams.
Teddy Williams is going.
Teddy Williams.
If I don't
I
see
hope he goes. I really hope he goes.
a Toje packing down next to Teddy Williams, I'm not watching a game of it. I'm not watching.
Oh, shout.
Yeah.
It's over with.
It's done.
Australia, they don't even better not play if that's the fucking lock pairing.
I don't want to know. Yeah, I don't want to know. Yeah. Can I talk about Steve Tandy, or do you want to talk about more Lions?
Steve Tandy.
We've talked about Irish rugby for about an hour now. An hour.
Let's talk about Sam Prendergast.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Just kidding. So what's going on with Steve Tandy?
I don't want to tell you now.
Old Steve.
You don't
Handy
even know
Tandy.
who he is. You don't even know who he is. I told you this earlier. Who's that?
You think I don't know who Steve Handy Tandy is? Good old dirty Handy Tandy.
Handy Tandy.
Yeah. Old back
I had to give you a little fucking
Tandy.
history last night to tell you. Do you know Squidge's first ever video was about Steve Tandy?
No, I did not know
and
that.
then you just farted and looked in the other direction because you weren't listening to me anyway.
Yeah, I was listening to you.
All right.
We both have ADD, so
yeah, I know.
So
it's just the pie and ice cream.
Back
Really got
alley
to me.
Steve Handy Tandy.
Back alley Steve Handy Tandy. I'm going to tell you the Wales coaching setup as it's been rumored, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Matt Sherratt, backs coach. Exciting.
Ooh.
You know who Matt Sherratt is, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Obviously
good.
Matt Sherratt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you joking?
No, wasn't he coaching the Six Nations?
Yeah. Okay, good. I thought you were joking. I thought you were joking. All right. Danny Wilson, Harlequins coach, used to coach Cardiff. He's supposed to be the Wales forwards coach, right? And Steve Tandy, who...
What did they name? Did they rumor a whole
No, I mean,
coaching
it sounds like it's strongly, like, I wouldn't... They're at the point now where it's like they're fucking, it's tip of their tongue.
How do you feel about having back alley Handy Tandy as the Wales coach?
Well,
I ruined
there's
Steve.
a lot more handies for everyone.
Yeah,
That's
I ruined
right out the
Steve.
gate.
I ruined Steve for you ever.
Well, he
Old back
he's had a
alley
bit of a-
Handy Tandy.
he's had a bit of a career. He's been giving out handies in Australia, Scotland.
He's the defense coach for Scotland right now.
And they've been calling the Scottish defence the blue wall for the last few years.
Have they?
They have, but I don't know why. It's not as good as they think it is. I mean, it's
Yeah.
good.
Because the weakest part about the weaker thing about Scotland, the weaker aspect of them, it has been their defense.
I would say their weaker
For the
aspect
last,
has been their
8
forwards.
years.
I think their backs have been amazing. Their forwards haven't been as
Their
good.
forward and attack is really good. Their offense
Yeah.
is really good, but their
Yeah.
defense, can.
If you ask a
tries.
Scottish person, they will say their defence has been very good under Steve
Yeah,
Tandy.
of course they would. We've won the World Cup.
We're gonna go far.
We're gonna go far, boys.
Yeah,
like I don't know.
But the other guys who were gonna be, they were heavily rumoured, was Simon Easterby, and it still could be, but I doubt it. And Franco Smith from Glasgow.
Yeah.
And a bit of me is a bit sad because it's like, we can't even afford good fucking coaches now. Not that Steve Tandy isn't a good coach, but he's never been the head coach of a fucking country before.
Yeah.
Like back in the day.
So now you got to settle for back.
We had a lineup outside the Millennium Stadium. Can I have the job next? No, fuck off. We're full, you know? And we made good guys. We made Sean Edwards. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's like, who's this Sean Edwards guy? Next minute, he's the hottest piece of fucking rugby in the Northern Hemisphere, right? Steve Tandy, though, won the Pro 14 with Ospreys.
Like 1984?
1980, yeah. It was 1884, I think.
Was that 2012 or 2013?
2012, I think. Well, 2012, 2013.
Ooh, have I done my research?
Yeah, you did? Very
No.
good. You don't even know who he is. Shut the fuck up. And he's...
I just know that a Welsh team won something around those years were some good Welsh years for you.
I'm not an Ospreys fan.
Yeah, but I know like the Welsh teams were doing better generally in like from like 2008
No. What I'm saying is,
2014-ish.
Ospreys were doing fine. They
Yeah.
won it 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm not an Ospreys fan. Like, to say the Welsh teams are doing
Well,
good.
that's not what you're saying when the mics are off, but whatever.
No, but what I'm saying is like Welsh teams weren't doing good.
Oh, yeah.
Ospreys were doing good under Steve Tandy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Because wasn't there like a Scarlets little era too?
They won it 1 year in 2018, I think.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 2018.
That the Scarlets one?
Yeah.
Like the Guinness 14 where it was
Pro 14, yeah.
the Pro 14? No.
Just Google it right now.
I'm not going to even Google it because
Alright.
I know.
Oh, well, you'd be wrong again.
That's probably like Connect or something like that.
They were the year before.
Oh.
Yeah. Which you'd know if you followed the Pro 14. Anyway, I don't know what else to say, really. I don't know how I feel about it.
Are you excited about it? Is it a good choice? I feel like the Welsh need
A win?
They're in such a bad spot. They're not in a spot to be like, hey, we should take some risks. Like they're in a spot where we need some like tried, true, and tested.
He might be that guy.
You need like an Andy Farrell. You need like a.
I want Joe Schmidt. I wanted Joe Schmidt so badly, and I know that wasn't going to happen.
I
But
feel like Joe Schmidt would be.
He'd be perfect. We need structure and confidence and belief in young people. That's what he does.
For him to like stay up all night and lose sleep over trying to pick the right Welsh guy.
Yeah, we need that. We need people to care.
You need Fabien Galtier.
No, he's
over.
the opposite of what we need. We don't need some lunatic in swimming goggles yelling at people. No, we don't need Fabien Galtier. Franco Smith, I wouldn't have minded. Yeah, I don't know if it's a good idea. I'm just like, Welsh rugby is... We're in hibernation. I'm coming back out in about 5 years.
It's like the disaster you can't look away from. It's like a car accident. And you gotta like, it's like
the car accidents happen. We're waiting for the fucking ambulance and people are bleeding out on the fucking road. Like that's...
There's just always some like crazy fucking news coming out of Welsh rugby.
Every fucking
You're
week.
like, and it's always like, it's never anything you want.
No.
Right? You're just like, what the fuck?
I know. You've had the worst news ever, and they'll be like, okay, now there'll be no news because you can't have... And Cardiff gone into administration. It's like, fucking hell. Like,
Welsh rugby is kind of like the United States right now.
Yeah, every week something mental
you just
fucking
can't look
happen.
away.
Yeah.
You know how like there's like a Canadian election going on?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at any Canadian news at all. I haven't looked at
Yeah.
election. I'm too busy watching the last season of fucking United States of America.
Yeah.
That's like it feels like. That's what Welsh rugby feels like right now.
We'll be back. I don't know if America will, but it's going to be a
We'll
while.
be back.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think that's it.
Frank, I think we talked about everything we were going to talk about.
Okay.
We've got through it all. We did it all.
It's been a bit of a light week. It was your bog standard URC week with some drama.
Yeah.
And we did it.
And we made drama.
And I'm sleepy and I'm full of
We
blueberry
made
pie.
a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do.
That's what we do. Well, friends, like and share the podcast if you like us.
Oh, send us a question, actually.
Yeah, we want one question
Just
from
one.
a fan.
Get together, guys, and ask us one, no more, one question.
Yeah. Get together in your guys' parents' basement and just like
we're doing.
get us a question. All right. Have a good one, folks. Bye.
See ya.